I guess here's the confusion that I have. I just have a question for the panelists. So, who do you think, like, which man is, I guess, more deserving? Would you say is more deserving of sex? The guy who you see a long-term potential with, or I guess the guy who you don't see long-term potential with?
Long-term
long-term guy.
potential.
Long-term.
Long-term guy? Okay, but so here's the confusing part. You say he's more deserving of it, but you're saying here that you're withholding sex from the men who arguably deserve the most and they put in the most effort, but you're giving it away freely to the guys who are kind of like, maybe they're really attractive but they're fuck boys, whatever. Maybe they put in minimal or no effort, and a lot of men see this. Maybe they never had to pay for a date, never had to be chivalrous, et cetera, et cetera. I think were we talking about chivalry earlier today? So what do men see? They see, why should I do all the chivalrous stuff that women claim they want, all the chivalrous stuff that women demand needs to be in place before having sex, but then that she freely has given herself to men who did not do those things.
And that's why most men become bad boys who used to be good guys. Right, that's right there. Because guys talk. A good guy could be friends with a bad boy. There's always that one in the group. So when he comes and explains his experiences, he's like, well, I never had to take her on a date. I never had to do any of this. You're doing that? What, 3 months? Dinner dates? What is that? So most guys see that and like, you don't say. You know what I mean? So it's confusing to guys, and that's like conundrum in dating right now. So most good, nice guys are starting to catch on, and they're like, you know what? Fuck being nice. Fuck finishing last. I'm a bad boy. To the streets.
So like, I don't know the sexual history of the panelists here, but like, it's maybe fair to say that some of you have had, this isn't a judgment, but you've maybe like had a one-night stand or hooked up with a guy relatively quickly who didn't pay for dates, didn't get you flowers or reacted to flowers before, didn't do all that chivalrous stuff. And it's like, men see this. You guys are giving sex to the men that aren't chivalrous, that are just like, text you at 11 p.m. on a Friday night, what you doing? Terrible grammar, by the way. They have terrible grammar too. Not the men. What you doing? They text at a 5th grade level or some shit. And then it's like, oh, now you're 30. Now after you gave yourself to all these other men who didn't have to put in any effort, now you want me to put in all this effort? That's crazy.
Yeah, when most guys see that, they're like, this is not a good deal. It's not a good deal. And again, for the ladies, like I told you before, if you want to understand how men feel about this, think about the guy you really like. And when you go on dates, he tells you to pay for the dates because he really likes you. But then you get to find out all his exes that he didn't like, all the girls he talked to he didn't like, he paid for their dates. But because he likes you, you get to pay for all the dates that you guys are going on. You see what I mean? Like, imagine that feeling. That's how men feel when they are told to be nice, but they make them wait for sex, but then they find out that you gave the chicks to other bad boys.
You're commenting on what's the problem with hookup culture in our society. Like, that is the issue, is that by having hookup culture, we are perpetuating a society where it's okay to treat women poorly because as long as you're attractive or as long as you have high status.
That's women treating men poorly, not men treating women poorly.
It's both. It takes two to have a hookup culture.
No, in this case, it's just women treating men poorly. What they're doing is gaslighting men. They're saying, listen, I really like you, and so I'm not going to sleep with you. I just slept with 3 guys before you, though, because I didn't like them. That is the stupidest shit that I've ever heard in my life, and there are men who fall for that. But this is not a cause of men. How are men causing that?
I'm not saying...
How exactly are men marionetting women in order to gaslight them with this shit? Like, they're not.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that...
Yeah, men pretty much respond to what demands women make. If all women in the world decided that, hey, listen, we all require, and some women have done this, expensive dinner dates like lately. Now, some guys will either not do it or they will just, find the money, whatever it is. But usually men go according to, because men approach women, women set the standards, and then the man can either meet those standards or fall off if he can't. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, shout out to Andrew. This was a great video. And I'm sure so many nice guys see this and they feel used, especially if they find out that the girl they've done all these good things for, you know, didn't reward them, but did reward the guys who didn't do nothing for her. It hurts, but it's a learning lesson. What do you guys think? Link down below to Andrew's, whatever podcast. Shout out to Brian as well.